and I'm going to go through different options that filmmakers have available to them to be able to shoot with a board like this. I got a bit impatient, I didn't charge it. This is bought for a very specific reason. You can really see the difference once you start using a board like this to film. Hello and welcome to Media Academy Online. Filmmaking has come a long way in the last 10 years or so, and filmmakers these days have so much possibilities available to them. We've seen new technology be able to create things like gimbals, things that allow us to create a better, smoother image. And while these gimbals are great and all, there's still one niggling issue that every filmmaker has with them. The problem we have is that when you want to do any real big fast movements, we get a walking motion in a lot of these cases, and the faster you move, the more noticeable this walking movement is. And for any filmmaker, there's a few options. For instance, on the commercials I work on, we'll do things like rig up cars, ATVs, and even disability scooters. But for everyone else, on smaller shoots, they're kind of left in the dark. But in the last few years, we've come strides with the technology available. First of all, one thing that's very popular with filmmakers are one wheels. These are great if you know how to use it, and you can trust yourself holding your camera on those. But I've got something here that is a bit safer. Enter the electric skateboard. These are great because they allow the ability to counteract that issue and create smooth, fast-moving footage. So let's open it up and have a look at it. Ha-ha! Oh dear. Oh, it's a bit tough. Oh, ho, ho, here we go. Look at that. It is the Blackhawk electric skateboard. Now, full disclosure, this has been sent to us by the manufacturer, but we don't get to keep it. We have to give it straight back after this review. And what we're going to do is show how filmmakers can use a tool like this to create better films. So rather than just reviewing this, we're actually going to go out, we're going to use it, and we're actually going to shoot some footage with this. And I'm going to go through different options that filmmakers have available to them to be able to shoot with a board like this. Now, the Blackhawk Electric is an Australian company based in Australia. First of all, they've got the Urban series, which is a smaller version. And here in Australia, that's $399. And then we've got this one, which is the Street series. The Street series is $499 here in Australia. They have a top speed of around 20 to 25 kilometers per hour, and they have a range of about 15 kilometers. If you're working on any shoots, that's more than enough to keep you going. Even if you're going to use this to travel around your town. I live in a coastal town here in the Mornington Peninsula in Australia, and most of the area is quite flat. So a board like this is perfect. I can easily get around town, but also I can use it to get some really smooth, good looking footage, and we'll do that later on. They also have the Pro series and the AT series. Now the board is around 6 kilos and I can easily pick this up. Now it's a little bit heavy on one side, but I think it'll be fine just to be able to carry that around, no worries at all. We've got the battery pack here, which you can easily flick that on, which is easy enough to do, simple. And then over here we've got our wheels with the motors within them. So everything's powered by just this battery and the motors. In this little box we've got a power supply, and then we've got the controller here, which you can hold on like this, control your speed just with the little toggle here. Other than that, it operates pretty much the same as any skateboard does. So in order to steer, you just lean the board either direction and you ride it just like any other skateboard. So with that said, let's go out and test this board and we'll see how it goes. My remote died, so I'm stuck walking back home like this. So that's my own fault. I got a bit impatient. I didn't charge it. So that's my fault. I'll deal with it. I have to walk back by myself. Such is life.
Love it. Love it. I'm sold.
You're sold.
Buy me one for Christmas, or I'll buy one for myself for Christmas. Accelerating's good. Didn't take me long at all.
Yeah.
As soon as I did low for like a minute, I was like, okay, I'm ready. High.
Yeah.
Cranked it up, and then I thought, no, I'm taking it out on the road. Chest out those little bumps on the road. Took them beautifully. It's just the turning circle. Maybe it's me, and I feel like my stance is maybe not correct. I don't know. Maybe on these it's a bit different than the skateboard, but.
Yeah.
I couldn't assume too much different, but I just feel like I'm taking a lot of the weight on my front foot, so it's getting really sore quickly.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of better balance and just getting used to not having to be on a skateboard doing the whole, you know, on the one leg. But in time, I'm sure I'll start to relax more and then sort of learn how to balance, and then maybe with the turning that'll come with it, and just feeling a bit more relaxed and not so tense.
Now, just before we continue, let's just take a minute to smash that like button. Go ahead, smash it right now. Right, now that's done, let's continue. Now it's important, before you do any filming, that you spend a few days getting used to that board. You want to make sure that you know how to control it, and that you have full awareness of what's around you when you're riding the board, and where everyone else is, and if there's any dangers around, like cars or anything like that. You want to make sure that you're safe, and that everyone around you is also safe. So spending the time to really understand the board, understanding your surroundings, so that you have full control is very important to do. And once you've got that down pat, then we can move on to start filming our scene. And that brings us here to what all this is about. You can use things like gimbals. I've got the Ronin S here, which is a much larger one. It can hold a lot more weight. I use this one for my Blackmagic 4K camera. Or there's also a smaller one here, the ZHIYUN. I could have done some research and figured out how to pronounce it first, but stuff it, we're going with it. Which is a smaller one. It doesn't take as much weight. It's made for smaller cameras, like mirrorless cameras and DSLRs, which is on it now. For my filming, I'm going to use this smaller one. It's the 5D Mark II. It's an older camera, I've had it for quite a few years, but hey, I can't afford everything, can I? So for this video, I'll run with the smaller camera. It might not look as crisp as some of the other footage I've done in the past, but hey, for this example, it'll do fine. The reason why I'm picking this one is because it's lighter, but it also has these handles here, which means that I have better control of what I'm doing. So I can have a better stance on the board. I have two hands on it, so I'm not having to change my weight in either direction. And then I can simply just rotate this to where I need it. Now, if you don't have one of these and you don't think you're quite ready to be using one of these on one of these boards, then there's another option. It's just come in. All right, and this is it, the Insta360 1R. This is bought for a very specific reason. And I'm making another video in the next week or two about this camera and making films with this camera. So make sure that you're paying attention, you're watching this space, so you can see this video as soon as it comes out. But let's open it up and have a look. Now, this is a very interesting camera to use because they actually come apart into sections. It's modular, and it comes with two different types of lenses. First of all, it comes with a wide angle lens, very much like a GoPro lens, which just clips straight in there like that. And then it has its battery pack, which just clips into the bottom. Then we can swap it out and use a 360 camera. A 360 camera like this is an amazing option for use with one of these boards. It films everything around you. It's a 360 view, so you can see everything that's going on around you. And then what that allows you to do is you can choose all of your shots in the post-production stage, which really expands the options available to you. Now, as I said, there's a separate video coming out about this, but now let me show you a small video I was able to make with this camera. So now that we've had a play with the 1R and we've created some videos with that, now it's time to move on to the big boys. And with that, I'm able to create some really amazing dynamic shots with very smooth looking footage. And since I'm getting it in the camera, I don't have to do as much in post. So I don't have to go over the top with warp stabilizer or anything like that. It's always best to get the camera footage as smooth as you can in camera before you're editing it. So let's go out and have a play with that. So I've been testing this board now. I've had it for about a week and I've been using it maybe 4 or 5 times, and I'm really enjoying it. Apart from the filmmaking aspect, which I'm focusing on in this video, it's also good for just getting around town. And since where I live, it only takes me a couple of minutes to drive to the shops, but walking probably takes more like 20-25 minutes. A board like this makes sense for me with that kind of travel, especially if you live in an urban environment or close enough to the center of town where this makes a lot more sense. Other than that, you can really see the difference once you start using a board like this to film. Being able to have the control of the speed as well, having that low speed, so if someone's just simply walking, you can flick it to low, jump on the board, and you can easily keep up with them on low. Otherwise, if you need to do faster movements, you can switch to medium or high. Working from a filmmaking point of view, a board like this is perfect. It really does solve a lot of those issues that filmmakers have, because this and a gimbal together means that you're getting those dolly shots without needing the full dolly setup, and it's really beneficial for that. So that was the Blackhawk electric skateboard, which we're able to use all the tools of the trade, both the Insta360 1R camera and also with the 5D on a gimbal. You can use any tool really, and this board is just allowing us to have more options available to us. And the ultimate goal of any filmmaker is to have as many options, as many techniques available to us, so that all of these things combined can help tell us a great story. So if you do own a 360 camera like this, or you've got a gimbal with a camera, then adding a board like this to your toolbox can really help create better films, better stories for everyone. So with that said, this video has taken me a long time to create, and we're actually a really small YouTube channel. So please do me a huge favor. Please like this video, help the algorithm get it seen, and please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, we're really now going to dive in deep into the filmmaking space, which is what I do professionally every day. I'm so excited for the future, so please come along for this ride. We've got so much in the works, so much planned, and we're only going to get bigger and better from here. So I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I'll see you later.
Thanks for watching Mini Academy Online. If you'd like to explore more about content, click on this or click on that. Like and subscribe, thumbs up, ring bells, do a dance, sing a song, drink a hot cup of tea or coffee, and I'll see you in the next one.